Porter's 5 Forces, Analyzing Industry Competitiveness and Profitability. Welcome to Vantage, Aditya. Today, we dive deep into one of the most well-known and effective frameworks in business strategy, Porter's 5 Forces. Created by Michael E. Porter, this model helps organizations understand the competitive dynamics of their industry and identify factors that impact profitability. Whether you're launching a startup, managing a business, or leading strategic initiatives, this framework provides actionable insights to guide your decisions. Understanding the 5 forces, Porter's 5 Forces, is a tool for analyzing the external environment of a business. It focuses on 5 critical aspects of competition: the threat of new entrants, the bargaining power of buyers, the bargaining power of suppliers, the threat of substitute products, and the intensity of competitive rivalry. These forces collectively determine the attractiveness and profitability of an industry. By examining them, leaders can craft strategies to minimize risks and maximize opportunities. The threat of new entrants. When barriers to entry are low, new competitors can easily disrupt an industry. Barriers include factors like capital requirements, economies of scale, and brand loyalty. For instance, in the airline industry, high capital costs and regulatory hurdles create significant barriers to entry, reducing the threat of new players. Companies can address this force by building strong brands, developing proprietary technology, and leveraging economies of scale to create a competitive moat. The bargaining power of buyers. Buyers gain power when they have many options or when switching costs are low. For example, in the e-commerce industry, consumers can easily switch platforms, giving them substantial influence over pricing and offerings. To reduce buyer power, businesses can focus on delivering unique value, such as personalized services, loyalty programs, or exclusive products that keep customers engaged. The bargaining power of suppliers. Suppliers have power when they dominate the supply chain or when there are few substitutes for their inputs. For instance, in the semiconductor industry, companies rely heavily on a few suppliers for critical components, giving those suppliers significant leverage. Companies can mitigate supplier power by diversifying their supply chain, forming long-term partnerships, or backward integrating to control key inputs. The threat of substitute products. When alternative products can fulfill the same need, an industry faces the risk of substitution. For example, in the energy sector, solar and wind energy are substitutes for traditional fossil fuels. To address this, businesses must innovate continuously, differentiate their offerings, and emphasize unique value propositions that substitutes can't match. The intensity of competitive rivalry. The intensity of competition among existing players directly impacts profitability. Highly competitive industries, like retail or telecommunications, often see price wars, high marketing costs, and reduced margins. Businesses in such environments can focus on differentiation strategies, cost leadership, or niche markets to carve out a sustainable position. Applying Porter's 5 Forces. One example. The smartphone industry illustrates the power of Porter's 5 Forces. Intense competition among brands like Apple and Samsung, supplier dependency on chip manufacturers, and substitutes like refurbished phones all play critical roles in shaping the market. By analyzing these forces, companies in this sector craft strategies to maintain profitability and market share. Another example, Netflix used this framework to address rising competition from new entrants like Disney Plus and the bargaining power of content creators. By investing in original programming and enhancing user experience, Netflix fortified its position despite competitive pressures. Key takeaways. 1. Porter's 5 Forces provides a comprehensive framework for understanding industry dynamics and crafting competitive strategies. 2. Barriers to entry, buyer and supplier power, substitutes, and rivalry all influence an industry's profitability. 3. Effective leaders analyze these forces to identify threats and opportunities, allowing them to adapt strategies and maintain a competitive edge. 4. The framework is timeless, applicable across industries, and invaluable for decision-making. How has Porter's 5 Forces helped shape your strategies? Share your insights in the comments. If this video offered value, like, subscribe, and join us at Vantage Aditya as we keep creating greatness together.